Crappy win, and we had some fight in us, and we've been pretty offensive for the most part all year long, and kind of showed up again tonight.
This is now 5 straight midweek wins for you. You know, what has led to that success in the non-conference schedule once you reached SEC play?
Being able to get quality pitching. When you can start off with some zeros, that helps. And when you looked at our midweeks, obviously minus Edwardsville, and we were able to outscore them. We've played good defense as well. So quality pitching, and being able to go out and just be really productive on the offensive end of things.
So, go out into that 5th inning, Liberts at around 75 pitches. What in your head made you want to keep him in there rather than go to your bullpen that early?
So you're saying to start or when?
No, going into the 5th inning, starting the 5th inning.
Yeah, so last week, I think he had gotten up to maybe 90 some odd pitches and was still holding stuff. Again, you guys know pitching is not our strong suit right now. So if we could stretch him to get another zero out of him, a quality inning, you want to try and do so. Obviously, we had some guys that we knew we could use and we're going to be reliable today, but I was wanting to, again, one of the things I've been trying to do with him too is to kind of push that count a little bit to see if he can hold stuff. In previous weeks, he has been able to hold stuff, and the fact that he's only going once a week, and he had a little cramp in his calf, so that contributed to him not being able to finish. And so, yeah, it was a situation where, hey, how do you feel? Good. All right, let's see if you can go out there, and got a bigger lead at that point, got some cushion. Let's see if you can go out and now pitch a little bit. And it just, I think the calf deal bothered him a little bit more than he let on and didn't allow him to finish.
Was that kind of the similar decision making that resulted to giving Green that final inning in the 9th as well?
Yeah, I mean, he's been one of our more consistent dudes when you look at what he's done. He's gotten hit around a little bit, but he's thrown strikes. He's got really good stuff. The thing that he's been able to do here these last couple outings is there is a 3-pitch mix now, right? The slider is a weapon. The changeup is a weapon. The fastball has always been a weapon. But now he's got some other pitches there. And I thought, again, from a growth and development standpoint, hey, man, let's go out here and make this happen. So
overall, really good first 3 innings from Liberty. What did you see from him today?
He's starting to show that he can pitch, as opposed to just throw. There's still some of that in him, right? That where he just wants to chuck it up there and try and beat people with stuff. But now he's starting to understand. I do have a changeup. I do have a slider. I can throw those for strikes. I think if he'd have been a little bit more effective with the slider at times, sometimes it was just they weren't competitive where they had to make decisions. And when he had those pitches in the zone that hitters had to make decisions, he was getting them out. So yeah, he's really starting to grow and develop into a pitcher.
How would you evaluate his progression throughout this season, and is he kind of where you thought he'd be at this point in the year?
I think it's been really, really good. Obviously, started him off early, even though he was a redshirt freshman, but still a freshman, getting his feet wet there a little bit, using him in relief the first time out, putting him in the starting role, it not going as well as we thought it was going to go, and then just kind of pulling back and slowly progressing him along. He wanted something different, but hey, this is where you fit right now. Let's continue to grow and develop in this role. And so from that standpoint, I think it's been pretty good.
Another big night for Jackson Lovich. This is Grand Slam number 2 for him on the year, and then obviously the big triple in the 7th. What do you see from him tonight, and kind of all year with him coming up the clutch?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you take away his first 3 weeks of the season, right, where he was trying to do something that he wasn't capable of doing, and when we talked about this, I think probably a couple weeks ago, when he finally understood what we were asking him to do from an approach standpoint, and understanding that that's who he is as a hitter, you're seeing it, right? I mean, he's hit more backside home runs than he hit pull side home runs. So he's starting to understand where his strength lies and that he can still pull the ball, but those will be pitches that he catches out front instead of having a pull side approach. And the biggest change for me is, for the most part, he's been able to lay off the ball in. That's a pitch that has been his kryptonite, that he wants to go after, that you just can't get there, man. Long lever dudes, that's just not a pitch that they can handle. You don't see a lot of long lever big leaguers that are able to do that. And so for him to understand, you throw me out here, I'm going to get you all day if you make a mistake. You get in here, he's now gotten to a point where he's taking, so he's, again, we're still human, so we're going to go after those occasion. But when you see him start to take balls in and then look for the ball out over the plate, and when they throw it out over the plate, he doesn't miss, that's been the biggest change for him.
I know it's something minor, but first at bat in a couple weeks, Pierre gets hit right in the hand. Is he all right? Was it?
Yeah.
I know obviously he stayed in the game the rest of the game, but just
he's tough. I mean, and there was no shot after being out for the last 4 games that he was going to allow anything to keep him from playing in this game. And then the second hit by pitch that he had, I told him that was my fault, because that pitcher had been steering fastballs, and so I said to Anthony, I was like, he's gonna get hit right here. And then first pitch, he got hit right in the calf. So.
Pierre Seal's another strong outing for him. He's really been coming through lately. What have you seen from him these last couple of weeks that's really allowed him to, get to that next level?
He is hitting. I don't know what his average is right now, but it's the quietest above 300 I've ever seen. Like, I've looked, I just happened to glance at the board. I was like, really? Is he getting over 300? Like, because he'll get a hit here and there, and then he'll have the 2 strikeouts, and then he'll get a hit here or there. And so what the biggest thing we're working on him being is just consistent, right? Because you put together some really, really quality at bats, and then we have some where they're not as good. And so if we can kind of cut down on the ones where the chase is kind of the same deal, right? Is we've talked to him about controlling the barrel a little bit better, being more aggressive through the middle of the field, and that's where you're seeing his hits come from. And it's another guy that's got backside power. So he understands that, hey, you can go all over, but just work through the middle. And when he's going well, you see all his hits are through the middle of the field, gap to gap.
Updated said he's at 318 now.
Exactly.
940 OPS.
Yeah. Like I said, I looked at it and I was like, what? Like, how'd that happen? So.
Coach, we saw you break out a new jacket today, the Jackie Robinson one. You're wearing another one of his Jackie Robinson 42 today. What does his legacy mean to somebody like you, and what kind of does his legacy mean as far as resilience going for a team in a struggling time?
Everything. I mean, when you think about, what he had to go through at the time that he had to go through it, and obviously the movie probably was a little bit more dramatic, maybe. But when I was at Bethune-Cookman, the field that we played at in Daytona, his wife had come there and thrown out a first pitch, and she sat with us as a team and told us stories about some of the things that happened. And I happened to be around Bob Kendrick and some of these other guys that were around him during the time that he played. And when you hear about those things that took place and the things that they had to go through, again, I'm probably not in the position that I'm in if it's not for him being able to go and show the resilience and just grind it and take the stuff that people are saying and the negative comments and all those types of things. And it's unfortunate that you think things are different, but unfortunately we're in the same place where they're not, right? And especially with social media, and people can hide behind social media and those types of things. And so, yeah, I mean, it puts me in a position where I have nothing to complain about. When you think about, even how my grandparents, and I have nothing to complain about, because nobody's spraying me with water hoses. Nobody's, hanging me from trees. Nobody's burning crosses in my yard, at least not yet. From that standpoint, yeah, the things that we're going through are challenges right now, but again, my whole life has been a challenge, so it's nothing new to me when it comes to that, and we'll continue to press forward and make it happen.
Have you taken the team to the museum in KC?
Not yet. We do plan on doing that. We definitely plan on doing that. Bob Kendrick, he and I have a relationship. He spoke at the ABCA, and I plan on having him come over here and talk to our guys, and So yeah, and we're actually trying to do something in the fall where we go over and play at the Urban Youth Academy, and then kind of center that around the community and have a camp there while we're there for all the kids in the community and that kind of deal. So
It's an amazing park they've got right there.
oh, it's outstanding. I've been up there a few times.
Yeah. Last time I was there was a couple months ago, and Kendrick was leading the tour of like some little kids and stuff.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys?
Struggle.
A week from today, you head to Springfield to face Mo State. What do you take from this win? What do you tell your players to try to get another win next week against them?
Same thing we've been talking about, right? Just play clean baseball. The opponent, to some degree, is irrelevant. Obviously, these next 3 midweeks we have, you can't say it's irrelevant, right? Because of who the opponent is. So there's a little bit extra there when it comes to that, and then obviously we got a little shout match, there at the end, and so we'll see where that goes. They're gonna have a little fire underneath them, and so going down there, they're gonna be fired up to beat us. We beat them twice last year, and so again, going down to their place, be ready. They're gonna strap it on, and they're gonna be ready to compete with us. And so yeah, handle business this weekend by going out and playing clean baseball. I think we're starting to put ourselves in a situation where we're playing a little bit better and starting to do some of the things that we're capable of doing. And the good part about it is we're doing it with some kids that we didn't think were going to be on the field at this time. So that's expedited their process a little bit. And so now, as we keep going, whoever the opponent is, again, to some degree becomes irrelevant. Just go play the game the way the game's supposed to be played.
Time for one more.
Does that kind of rivalry help you think your team kind of play the baseball that you want to see them play more often?
I don't know with this group just yet, right? Just because can they handle the emotion of the rivalry and not let it overtake them when it comes to playing the game, right? Like some people, specifically when you're older players and you're more experienced players, you can use that to fuel you to play at a high level. Cubs, Cards, Yankees, Mets, Yankees, Red Sox, right? Like you allow that adrenaline and that rivalry to take you to a whole nother level. I don't know if our kids have reached that point from an emotional maturity standpoint to understand, yeah, we want to beat the mess out of these dudes, and I'm going to use all of that to fuel me to do something at another level. That we will find out. Like I said, we got 3 midweek games where that is going to be the case moving forward. So,
All right. Thank you all.
appreciate y'all.